Hey guys, Tori Lynn here. If you want to learn how to do this beautiful, super simple makeup look, just keep watching. Let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to start off. I already prepped my face, moisturized, and put sunscreen on. I'm going to go ahead and put on the Dr. Brandt Luminizing Primer. Okay, so now that we have the skin primed and ready to go, we're going to go ahead and put foundation on. I'm going to use the Fenty Beauty foundation in the shade 120. And I'm just going to go ahead and use my dampened, apparently really dirty looking beauty blender. And I'm just going to apply that to the skin. I kind of like to go and just dab around the face and then work out from there. This is one of the first videos I'm filming, so I'm probably not going to be talking a whole lot just because I'm a little nervous. You know, it's something I'm sure I will get used to. I'll have more to talk to you guys about, more to chit chat with you guys about. Now we have got the whole face covered. I'm just going to drag it down the jawline because we don't want to forget that neck and chin. Especially if you're like me and you got a little extra chin under your chin. Alright, now I'm going to take my Tarte Shape Tape concealer in the shade 8B or Porcelain Beige. I'm just going to go ahead and put that under the eyes. Of course, the bridge of the nose, the forehead, and I'm going to put quite a bit on my forehead because I have a small forehead. I want it to appear larger. So, put a lot on the forehead and then a little on the chin. Well, it kind of looks like a lot on the chin, but some on the chin nonetheless. Then I'm going to take my beauty sponge again. This one, by the way, is by Aesthetica. Ordered it on Amazon, I believe, a while back. I'm just going to work that right up under the eye. I also like to take it on the lids just as my eyeshadow primer because I don't usually use an eyeshadow primer. The concealer works just fine. And again with the other side. I typically like to drag my concealer down onto the bridge or the upper lip just so like it brightens the face a little more. Alright, so once we have blended out all our concealer, I'm going to go in and take the Ciate London Extraordinary Translucent Setting Powder, and I'm going to bake my under eyes. Just take a little on my beauty sponge and tap it right under the eye. Now, I also like to bake the creases around the sides of my nose. This time of year, I get hot, I get sweaty, my makeup starts to melt, so I like to just bake those areas. I also like to bake the crease on my chin right under my lip. So now I'm going to go ahead and do my brows. Brows are not my strong suit, so I'm definitely not going to do a little tutorial on how to do my brows yet unless, you know, I get better at them or whatever. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw my brows on. I am going to use, however, the Anastasia Brow Dip Pomade in the shade Taupe. I'll focus on it, obviously not, but on the shade Taupe. I'm just going to toss those on. Alright, so now that I got my brows on, I'm going to go ahead and throw on a little bit of NYX Control Freak brow gel. Just some clear gel just to kind of staple those loose, kind of crazy brow hairs down. And I feel like it gives your brow a little more shape when you don't have the right shaped eyebrows like me for this trend that's been going on for the last like couple years. Okay, so now we're going to jump into the eyes again. I'm going to go ahead and set my lids using using the Bare Minerals Invisible Light setting powder duo. I have dipped into the matte one like crazy, so now I'm gonna kind of mix them. This is the matte and this is the shimmer. I'm gonna go ahead and mix the two together, and I'm using this brush. It is just a tapered brush thing here. I don't know what it's called, to be honest. And I'm just gonna go ahead and buff out those creases in the eye of the product kind of built up, and I'm just gonna go ahead and set that. Thinking I want to do a super simple look today, so I'm going to use the Huda Beauty Rose Gold palette, and I'm going to be using the lighter pink shade in the palette called Shy. It's this kind of pretty pink shade there, and I'm just going to be using a fluffy crease brush from Morphe. Doesn't really have a name, at least I don't have the name written on it, and so I don't know. I'm just going to take that product on the brush and I'm going to work that into the crease. I'm mostly focusing it on the outer edge, outer corner, and then just working it into the inner corner just very softly. Now I'm going to take a little bit more of that product and I'm going to bring it down onto the lid about halfway. Just going to bring it in, and then I'm going to go ahead and just keep blending that out nicely. Now that we've got that done, I'm going to go ahead and do the other eye. Alright, now that we've got the crease shade on both eyes, I'm going to go ahead and use this product I got recently that I have been loving. It is the Stila Glitter and Glow Liquid Eyeshadows. This is in the shade Kitten Karma. This one's kind of a rose goldy pink shade. I really like these because they give the effect of a cut crease without having to go through all the trouble of doing the cut crease. So I am going to just go ahead and start along the lash line at the inner corner of the eye, and I'm just going to drag it out, and then I'm going to start to build. Ooh, I just touched my nose. Okay, that's how this day is going to go, I see. I'm going to go ahead and fix that real quick, luckily we haven't gotten that far into our face yet. Okay, so now that we've got that line where we start at the inner corner and drag it out, I'm going to go ahead and start to build that cut crease up. I'm going to build it about halfway again into the eye, and then I'm going to take the edge of the little brush, the little round edge there, and I'm just going to work that product, kind of feather the product out. And I typically like to feather it a little farther out, a little closer to the lash line. You get kind of that tapered, flowy look. And then I'm going to go and just pack on more of that product right over top of the bulk of it, just so we really get a nice good coverage. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing to the other eye. Okay, now that we've got both eyes done, I'm going to go ahead and jump back into the face. I like to set my face with the Coty Airspun Translucent Setting Powder. I'm just going to tap a little into the lid here. And I'm going to take this RL1 BMX 130 brush. I'm just going to set that the rest of my face and sweep away any excess baking. So now that I've got that set, wow, this is the first time using this lighting system that I have, and it really makes my face look really pale. Promise it does not look like this in person, just the camera's making it look pale. So we're gonna bronze it up, and I am using a brand new bronzer I just got a few days ago. This is the NARS, I don't actually know what it's called. Let's see, it's the NARS Sunwash Diffusing Bronzer. So this is in the shade Seaside. Like I said, I've never tried this bronzer before. It looks really pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and try this bronzer first. I really like their packaging. It's super sleek, except for you can see where I've already gotten makeup all over it. It's super sleek, super pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and bronze up. I'm going to be using an Aesthetica P12 brush. I'm going to go ahead and swish that in the bronzer here. Bronze up my cheeks. This bronzer is really pretty. It's super soft, very subtle. It's not one that's too dark, but I'm glad I didn't choose a shade lighter because I almost did. And I don't think it would have been enough to bronze me up. The thing about it is I feel like I'm having to use a lot of product to get it to build up to where I typically would like my bronzer. But anyways, let's go ahead and bronze up the forehead now. I, again, don't use a lot of contour on my forehead because my forehead is so small. Again, I want it to look bigger. I just do just a little around the top of the hairline just to add some dimension, and that is it. Then I'm going to go ahead and a little on the jaw. And then I also like to use my bronzer. I also like to use the same bronzer and whatever I use on my face to contour my nose. I'm just going to use an Anastasia fluffy brush. Nothing particular about it. And I'm just going to go in with a gentle hand along the side of the nose and up the arch of the brow there. Okay, now that we've bronzed up, I'm going to go ahead and blush her up. And I'm going to use the Laura Geller New York blush in the shade Tropic Hues. Get it open first. This has been my favorite brush. I can't talk, so why am I filming? I don't know. This has been my favorite blush for quite a while now. It's super pretty. It's got such pretty shades in it. It's got some peaches, some pinks, some oranges. And it's got just a little bit of shimmer. And I'm just going to take an angled cheek brush. And I'm going to go ahead and really kind of blush up those cheeks. I like a heavy blush. I like it in the winter because it makes you look warm and cozy. I like it in the summer because it makes you look sun-kissed. I ain't afraid to look a little sunburnt. But I also think it's going to look really pretty with this look. So for highlights, I have been loving the Balm's Mary Luminizer. She's just also a gorgeous highlight. I'm sure you guys have heard everybody talk about it. It took me way too long to get on the Mary Luminizer train, but once I hopped on, I'm like, I'm never getting off this ride. I'm going to use a crown brush. This is just a giant kabuki fan, a jumbo kabuki fan, what they call it. And again, it's by Crown. And I'm not going to be shy with that highlighter. Really highlight those cheeks, and I, this time of year, like to get that dewy, glowy look. So I'm going to bring it up onto the side of the temples as well. So once you're beaming to the gods, we're going to go ahead and beam a little more on the forehead. I like to take it one swift swoosh down the nose. I'm a pretty oily person in my T-zone, so I don't like to put a ton on my nose, but a little bit. And then, of course, the Cupid's bow. And I don't always put it on my chin, but today we're going to do the chin just a little bit also. Again, that's part of the T-zone. Don't want to look like an oily oil grease slick, whatever. I don't know. Don't want to look gross, so we're going to go ahead and stop with the face there. I'm going to jump back into the eyes because we're going to do the inner corner and brow highlight. Now, I have been using the shade that was given to me by a friend from Unique, I believe. It's just a single shadow shade, and it is called Gentle. It's this really pretty kind of rose goldy champagne color. I just like that it has a little bit of kind of a pink hue to it. I think it looks really nice on my skin tone. I'm pretty pale, so using the stuff that's real golden or bronzy tends to look too dark on me. I'm just going to go ahead and pop that on the inner corner. And I do kind of drag it up the eye also into the product. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the brow bone. I'm going to do the other side. Okay, so now that that's done, something I like to do that I don't see a lot of other people doing, but it's just a preference of mine. I like to take, where is the brush? Okay, no, that's not it. I like to take this chunky angled brush from Morphe and just buff out that line between the brow highlight and the shadow. I just like everything to look really seamless, and I feel like sometimes that brow highlight can sit on top of the rest of the shadow and make you look like you have that real stark line. And I don't like that. I like everything to seem smooth and flawless and blended. So I just like to buff that out a little bit. Now I'm going to go ahead and set my face. This is the Urban Decay B6 Vitamin Infused Spray. This is a prep spray, and I also use it as a setting spray. It works great both ways. Now to finish off the eyes, before we jump down into the lips, I'm going to go ahead and do my mascara. I am not one to wear false lashes every day. It's just a hassle for me. I'm sure if I did it more, I would probably get used to it, but it's just not something I enjoy doing. Hate the lash glue. I hate it all. I did do eyelash extensions for a while. Loved them, but they're expensive and a lot of upkeep, so I just kind of stuck with my lashes. So I'm going to go ahead. This is the Wander Beauty Unlash Volume and Curl Mascara. I'm going to go ahead and pop that on my lashes. And then I'm going to go over top of it with the Superhero It Cosmetics mascara. I guess it's It Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. I really, really like this mascara, but sometimes I feel like it needs a base, or like I just did, another coat of a different mascara. So I'm going to go ahead and pop that on my lashes as well. Okay, so while I was putting on my lashes, I realized that putting on mascara, I realized that this look kind of needs a little something under the eye. So I'm just going to take a little brush from, what is this? This is an R&L brush. This is a Balm 18 brush. And I'm going to take that original shade that we used, which was, I believe, Shy. Yes. I'm going to take a little bit of that Shy shade again. And I'm going to kind of smoke out the under eye just a little bit. Now, I don't typically like to do a whole lot under my eyes because I have smaller eyes, so I don't usually put, if I put any, I don't put a lot of mascara, and I don't go too heavy with my smoking when I smoke it out the lash line. So, where are we? We're going to be doing the lips now. That's what we're doing. I just had to remember we're doing that. I like to take just a little bit of lip balm first. I'm going to be using my EOS Crystal. Just put a little bit of chapstick on. And for the lip shade, I'm going to be using the Anastasia liquid lipstick in the shade Dusty Rose. It's a really pretty mauve-y nude color. Alright guys, so this is the look. Super easy, super simple, really pretty. If you guys want to see more videos from me, please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.